শিলচর
আমার
আমার
বেজান ভালা লাগছে
বেজান ভালো লাগছে. Landing in Silchar from the aircraft, it was beautiful because it's such a green space.
So hello everyone, me Sagarika Chakraborty, I am welcoming you all to Silchar Live. So আজকে আমরা একটা জায়গায় এসেছি যেখানে আমরা একজনের ইন্টারভিউ নিব and he doesn't need any introduction. We all know him. His name is Mr. Avinit Mishra, a former journalist and now a full-time stand-up comedian. He is a man who has helped us during the crisis of flood. যখন ফ্লাডের ক্রাইসিসে আমরা সবাই অনেক প্রবলেমে ছিলাম তখন there were so many celebrities who have stood up for us and he is one of them. He has also done several shows for fundraising and he has also donated a huge amount of fund to several NGOs only to help the people of Silchar and Borakpally. In his maximum show, he has always mentioned about the discrimination that the people of Northeast have faced so far. So let's meet him and have some conversation with him. Thank you so much for accepting our request and setting an interview with us in Silchar Live. So Avinit Mishra has a huge fan base and a loyal fan base in Silchar and people here are eagerly excited to listen to him. So tell us about your journey, sir. Being here, like in Silchar.
Beautiful journey actually. Landing in Silchar from the aircraft, it was beautiful because it's such a green space. But for me, what really was remarkable, and I mentioned that in my show as well, that for what the city has gone through in the last floods, for you all to have come back and stood on your feet that quickly, I think it's remarkable, and I think everybody in Silchar has contributed to that, and I'm immensely proud of knowing some of you from here whose spirits were not broken in the flood. So when I see the city thriving and bubbling, and to imagine that this was the same city underwater for so many days, it's unimaginably beautiful. So thank you for having me, Silchar.
So if our audience doesn't know, then I want to mention here that during the flood situation, Mr. Avinit Mishra has done a lot. He has done so many shows and fundraising shows, and not only this, he has always stood for the people of Northeast and also the people of Borakpally. Sir, please tell us about your journey from being a journalist to being an HR professional and now being a full-time comedian and one of the best comedian of our country. So how does that feel?
So Shagarika, I don't know if it's the best comedian. That's a tag I'll want to believe in, but I'm just very happy that I've been given the opportunity to pursue whatever I believed in, whether it was journalism at one point in time, and then I realized journalism is not so much fun. So an MBA post that. And then I realized that there's so much more that life has to offer, and therefore choose a form of art that can impact lives in some ways. I mean, on any average day when you go on stage and make people laugh, I think that's a very, very noble profession in that sense. But for me to see some of the content I've created on the Northeast and to see the kind of viewership it's had and support it's had, it sort of tells me that there is more purpose to this form of art, and therefore I'm very, very happy for covering some of the issues of the Northeast, etc. And please count me in. I mean, I see a lot of people saying thank you, but my only question to everyone is that when there's a tube light that goes wrong at your house, and when you repair it, does anyone thank you? Right? So the logic is when things are happening at your home, you don't thank them, right? And Northeast is home, so every single time that you guys need anything that I can be of help, I'm one DM away, one text away.
We can't be more thankful than listening to such words from a man like him who has always stood for Northeast. And the next question I want to ask you, sir, that so many people are here in Borakpally, so many students, those who want to pursue their career, like apart from doctor or engineer, they want to be a content creator, a comedian, and a full-time YouTuber. So they don't know how to start, where to start from. So can you please tell them, or any suggestion you want to give them?
So I mean, there's one simple principle that at least I follow, that 100 creative thoughts is meaningless versus one executed action, right? So you might have 100 thoughts in your head. You don't have to execute all thoughts, right? Just start with something. Start shooting, start putting out content. All of us have stories to tell. And today in this generation, everybody has the right device to tell. All of us know how to click pictures. All of us know what's portrait mode, what's landscape mode. All of us have access to social media sites and they're for free, right? So we have no reason not to tell a story. If you don't have stories, maybe reflect a little more, because all of our life, all of our lives will have stories. And for me, every form of art, whether it's blogging, fashion blogging, food blogging, it's about an inherent interest that someone has in telling a story that they believe in. So if you have stories to believe in, just tell. Don't worry about the audience. If one person listens to your story, and this is something I'm sure you guys follow this guy called Nas Daily. I met him at one of the Meta creators meet, and he had mentioned to me that if there's one person in the world who believes in your story, there'll at least be a million like him. Your job is to keep telling your story, and someday you'll find those millions. So continue doing it. Don't get bogged down by numbers, virality, etc. Those are meaningless. Create a community. Like, for example, when I come to Silchar now, right? It's almost like a family here, and this is the kind of bond that you develop only with time. It couldn't have happened on day one. Right? So some bit degree of patience also may be.
Sir, you have mentioned about like discrimination which the people of Northeast have faced so far. In several, we have watched your shows. We have seen in several shows you have mentioned that several times. Like about discrimination.
So there's this very beautiful thing about discrimination, that wherever you find a certain section of people in the majority, you will realize that they have a duty to ensure that everybody feels equal, right? And so, for example, when we talk about Northeast folks getting discriminated in India, it's because the majority in India believe that they are the majority and therefore they can discriminate. And it can happen across, right? So any form of discrimination, therefore, is something that definitely should not be encouraged. I think everybody with a legitimate right to live in India is an Indian. If you have the right documents to live in India, you're an Indian. And beyond that, identities, culture, context, all of these come from spaces in the past. And to be very honest, there's so much in life to grow, progress on, rather than keep reflecting on anything that causes division, etc. So any form of discrimination is something that should be strongly discouraged. That is the role of education, honestly. And if after education as well, if people who are discriminated, I really wish that they go and take the refund from the schools, because education is not really helping us.
So lastly, can you tell anything in Sylheti to our viewers? If you know
language is very hard.
Any line, I can translate that for you.
Or you can translate a line for me?
Yeah, any line you want to convey to the audience of Silchar Live.
Silchar, I absolutely loved my first visit and I want to come back again. How do you say that?
Silchar, আমার খুব ভালো লাগছে আমার প্রথম ভিজিট এখানে।
Silchar, আমার
বেজান ভালো
লাগছে এখানে আইয়া আমি আরো একবার আইতে চাই। Super.
So this was Abhinit Mishra, and আমাদের তো ওনার সাথে কথা বলে অনেক বেশি ভালো লেগেছে। যদি আপনাদেরও আমাদের এই এপিসোডটা ভালো লেগে থাকে, then please do drop a comment below, or if you want to give any kind of message to Abhinit Mishra, then you can drop a comment in our comment section below. If you really like the video, then please do like, share, follow our channel, which is Silchar Live. So this is Sagarika Chakraborty signing.